I mean, discipline is the big one. I was always pretty disciplined. I had it when I was, with football because off-season training and you got to be up at 5 in the morning and get to the weight room to go work out and do all that stuff, and then you go to class and then you have practice afterwards, and so that was always in me. It slipped a little bit, like that kind of year-long gap, but between like being done with football and starting stand-up, it slipped a little bit, right? And I think that is kind of a dangerous time for young people when like you get out of the structure of college and into the kind of freedom of the adult world, and it's like it's a double-edged sword, right? Because like you have the freedom to kind of craft your own life, but that crafting your own life takes a lot of effort, right? And if you don't get it right, you can kind of like fall into this like pit of nothingness, and it's difficult to claw your way out of. But with stand up, to be any good at it, you have to work at it all the time. You have to write every day. You have to get on stage every day. You have to be out and about, talking to people, doing stuff. It has to be consuming in the way that like drums were consuming in Whiplash, right? So the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you cultivate a sense of discipline. And so I was able to kind of take that discipline that I had with football, bring it forward into comedy, and then in like further it and enhance it and sharpen it even more. And now like I'm a creature of habit, a creature of routine, and that's all because of my time with stand up, right? So it's like I'm able to bring that into my life as a husband, as a father, as a guy who actually tries at his job now, like that's served me well in this kind of new phase of my life. And also like even beyond just like the results of being disciplined, like hey, if you work hard, you get X, Y, and Z. It's also like very fulfilling and generates a lot of meaning in your life to be disciplined. Like if you want to work hard and be disciplined at something, it's a trade-off of like feeling good now versus feeling good later. It's like, yeah, it feels good now to like stay in bed and sleep for an extra hour. But then by the end of the day, you feel like shit that you didn't work out, right? But if you get up and go to the gym, yeah, that sucks in the moment for 1 hour, but then the other 23 hours, you feel great, right? So it's like kind of understanding that trade-off of time and like cost benefit analysis and having like real world lived experience of it and carrying it forward now into like my real life, quote unquote, is has just been so valuable. And I that's all because of stand up. I don't know if I would have been able to cultivate that otherwise without it.
Yeah. I don't know, it's a movie quote or like where I read it, like there's something someone says that, you have to turn your anger into fuel. So I think
Yeah.
this is
Hustle with Adam Sandler, maybe.
okay. Yeah, I think so.
That's a great movie. So I don't know if maybe you've
I have
seen.
not watched it. I've not watched it.
Okay, I feel like it was so it was a movie. It's on Netflix, and this is a digression, but I'm very passionate about this stuff, and I need to kind of get my point out about this. It was a great movie. It was Adam Sandler. It's on Netflix only, right? But
Mm,
he's a basketball coach or a basketball
mm,
scout, and he finds this guy in like Eastern Europe, and he like trains him to make it in the NBA. And it's like one of the most inspirational, moving movies I've seen over the past like 5 to 10 years, right? And I'm watching this movie and nobody talks about it anymore. Nobody really recognized it when it was on. I was like, 15, 20 years ago, this movie would have been in theaters. It would have made $150 million. Like, and like some teenager would have gone to see it on a Friday night in a sold out theater, and it would have changed his life watching this
mm,
movie. But like,
mm.
that's something we've lost in this new kind of streaming media landscape, right? Where like the gravity of great works of art, it's like diluted because there's so much crap out there, right? And like, it's
Yeah.
tougher to break through the noise. But I'm sorry, I kind of cut you off and interrupted, but what you're saying about you got to turn your anger into fuel.
Yeah. I'm just trying to say that is,